Good day, everyone. My name is Rachel Villasotes, and I will be the one to continue the report of Mr. Torinueva about the group dynamics. First, I will going to tackle first the dynamic of informal groups. What is it? Informal groups almost always arise if opportunities exist. If management prescribe production norms that the group considers unfair, the group recourse is to adopt less demanding norms and to use its ingenuity to discover ways in which it can sabotage management-imposed standards. So when we say management prescribed production norms, it is a standard imposed by the management or something like a code of conduct that provides unconform to a group. And this would be expected to be followed by all group members. So, but the problem here, the group considered it's unfair. Maybe the standard is not ideal for them, or maybe it could be a hindrance in their operations. So, in this case, the group will come up to adopt something that could less demanding norms and use this technique behavior to find ways para ma-destroy or i-break nila ang gi-impose nga production norms. Next, informal groups have a powerful influence on the effectiveness of an organization, but the informal group's role is not limited to resistance. The impact of the informal group upon the larger formal group depends upon the norms that the informal group cites. So, in informal groups, they have a powerful influence on the effectiveness of an organization, but in terms of the rule, they are not limited to any resistance. Something nga wala sila'y katungod nga ilahang pangusgan or i-fight ang usa ka butang. So ang impact sa usa ka informal group bisan pa og naa ang presence sa usa ka larger formal group is nagdepende na siya kung unsa ang norms nga giset sa usa ka informal groups. Then next, since we talked about norms a while ago, a norm is an implied agreement among the group membership regarding how members in the group should behave. So example of this is kanang sa usa ka group nag-implied sila og norms in terms of kanang meetings bitaw, then like unsay mga policy in terms of meetings nga kinahanglan ba nga mag-set sila og oras og adlaw nga ang tanan that all are gathered, and or in terms of work hours kanang ang norms na ilang iset is kinahanglan dili ka manumbay or kana bitaw mudulong sa kauban nga makigtabi. Kung oras ting trabaho, dapat trabaho una ang una-unahon. Then, for harnessing the power of informal groups, one should have an understanding of group dynamics and ability to bring about changes in informal groups, group norms that positively reinforce the formal organizational goals. So something that they should understand the group dynamics, as what mentioned Mr. Torrenueva's report. It concerned how group are formed and processes to be followed, and also an ability nga muhimo ang mga kausaban sa usa ka norms nga giset sa informal groups nga nakahatag og reinforcement sa usa ka organizational goals. Next is the formation of informal work groups. So first is the sense of belonging. So people need to be belong, to be liked, to feel a part of something. Because of the informal group can withhold this attractive reward, it earns the power to exploit group members to comply with its norms. For example, the group as a members of satisfying the affiliation needs of its members for friendship and support. The next is identify and self-esteem. So one of the formation sa usa ka grupo is naghatag pud sila og pagtagad in the means sa pagdevelop, pag-enhance, and confirming a person's sense of identity and self-esteem. So although daghan nga organization nag-attempt ani nga needs, but the nature of some jobs in terms of technology and environment maoy makapapugong nga mostly dili ni mahitabo. Then next is the stress reduction. So in this formation, developing a consensus of feelings, it helps to the members of the group reduce their feelings of stress or feeling nervous about their job. For instance, several individuals may share their feelings that their supervisor is a slave driver or that their working conditions are inadequate. Then the last is all for one, one for all. So, by joining forces, it makes stronger by the member of the group. Mas malesser ang ilahang feeling of anxious and insecure on the perceived threat. Example, kanang mas malesser ang ilahang kahadlok kung pahandle sila o kung naay kung sila pahandolon sa usa ka task. Then let's now go to the leadership of informal work groups. So, informal groups possess certain characteristics that can be used to advantage. One attribute of informal group is rotational leadership. So, when we say rotational leadership, it is a leadership style whereby leadership is distributed among the members of the group rather than focus on a single leader only. So, the informal leader emerge as the individual possessing qualities that the other member perceive as critical to the satisfaction of their specific needs at the moment. As the need change, so does the leader. So here, if the informal kung usa ka informal leader mas mi-level up siya in terms of qualities, only rare does a single individual possess all of the leadership characteristics so needed to fill the various needs of the group. Then, unlike formally appointed leader who has defined position from which to influence others, the informal leader does not possess formal power. So here, usa ka informal leader fails to meet the group's expectation, he or she is disposed and placed by another. And then here in the leadership of informal work groups, the supervisor can use several strategies that harness the power of informal groups like to cause leader to change one or more nga sa iyang characteristic, then another is to replace the leader with another person. But actually, one of the common ploy is the systematically rotate out of the group by its leaders. The next is the communication network, the grapevine. In the informal group, a person who possesses information vital to the group's functioning or well-being is frequently afforded leadership status by its members. Also, the centrally located person in the group is in the best position to facilitate the smooth flow of the information among the group members. So, ani, ang usa ka member sa informal group makakuha siya og information especially nga it is very important to a group in the function that member might have a characteristic to become a leader. So in this, she might become a centrally located person that based on the position, especially sa pag-facilitate sa usa ka information sa usa ka grupo. And then, providing relevant information to the group will also help foster harmony between the supervisor and the informal group. By winning the cooperation of informal group leaders, the supervisor will most likely experience fewer grievances o kanang better relationship. The next is the factors affecting group behavior. So, in the factor affecting group behavior, the success or failure sa usa ka grupo nagdepende na siya for its different factors. So, first factor is group member resources. So, in group member resources, the members should possess the knowledge, abilities, skills, and personality characteristic which involve sociability, self-reliance, and independence. So, these are the resources that the group members bring with them. So, in this, the success depends upon these resources as useful to the task. Then, the second factor is the group structure. So, it is a pattern of relationship among the members of the group that hold the group together. And through this, the group structures, it helps the group achieve the assigned goals. So, in group structure, it can describe in a variety of ways. So, first of this is the group size. So, in the group size, it can vary from 2 or 2 people to a very large number of people. Small groups of 2 to 10 are thought to be more effective because sa iyahang kagamayon ra bitaw, di ba? As we observe, mas effective jud ang gamay ra compared to a larger groups kay diri mas dali nato makita ang involvement and cooperation sa matag members sa usa ka grupo, not unlike to a large group nga may waste of time by deciding on processes and trying to decide who should participate next tungod sa ilahang kanabitang tungod sa ilahang kadaghanon. So then evidence supports the notions that as the size of the group increases, kanang satisfaction increases up to the certain point. So increasing the size of a group beyond 12 members result in decreased satisfaction. So another disadvantage sa usa ka large nga group, it is difficult to its members to identify with one another tungod sa iyahang kadaghanon. Next, ways of group structures is the group rules. So in informal groups, rules are always predetermined and assigned to members. So in group rules, each rule shall have specific responsibilities and duties. So group rules can be classified into work rules, maintenance rules, and blocking rules. So when we say work rules, kanang are task oriented that kanang involve accomplishing the group's goals, or kanang they involve a variety of specific rules such as kanang initiator, informer, clarifier, summarizer, and reality tester na nasa mga behavior nga mga rule nga mga behavior nga nasa kanang kada grupo. Then the next is the maintenance rules. So unsa man ni siya? Maintenance rules is social emotional activities that helps members maintain their involvement in the group and raise their personal commitment to the group. So these rules are kaning harmonizer, kanang saliting harmonize sa ka grupo, gatekeeper, consensus tester, and encourager and compromiser. Then the second and then the third is the blocking rules. So in blocking rules, kanang activities that disrupt the group. So in blocking rules, blockers will resist groups ideas, kanang muupo siya, mo disagree siya sa mga personal reasons sa usa ka member sa grupo. Another kanang they may verbally attacking other group members. So but kanang oftentimes the blocking behavior may not be intended as negative. Sometimes a member may desire a joke in order to break the tensions, or may question a decision in order to force group member to rethink the issue. Then the blocking rules are monisiya kaning aggressor, blocker, dominator, comedian, and avoidance behavior. As you can see on the slide, you can see there the different rules of within a group. So first is the initiator. So ang rule ni initiator in a group kasi ang take initiative in defining problems, proposing actions, and suggest sa mga procedures. Then si informer, ang iyang role po ni informer is kanang tigpangita og mga facts, tighatag og advice or opinions. Then si interpreter, so ang iyang role sa usa ka grupo, siya ang tig-interpret og idea, tig-define terms and clarity issues. Then si summarizer, ang iyahang role is tig-restate sa suggestions, offer decisions, and come to a conclusion. Si reality tester, ang iyahang role sa usa ka grupo, siya ang tig-analyze sa mga ideas o tig-test sa usa ka ideas into a real situations. So si harmonizer pod, usa ni siya ka behavior gihapon sa grupo. Ang iyahang role is to reduce tension in the group, especially kung ana sa mga dapit nga naay bitay conflict. Then tig-reconcile pod and then explore opportunities. Then a gatekeeper, ang role ni gatekeeper, he or she the one keeps communication channels open and makes suggestions that encourage participation. And then consensus tester, he is the one who asks if the group is nearing into decisions and test possible conclusions. So next ways of group structure is group norms. So group norms define the acceptable standard or boundaries of acceptable and unacceptable behavior shared by group members. They are typically created in order to facilitate group survival, make behavior more predictable, avoid embarrassing situation, and express the values of the group. So each group here will create its own norms that might determined from the work performance to dress to making comments in a meeting. So ang group ani is kanang mo exert siya og pressure sa kada membro sa grupo to force them to conform to the group standard and at times na not to perform at higher levels. So ang norms ani kay kanang kasagaran mo reflect siya sa level of commitment, motivation o performance sa kada member sa grupo. But if kanang majority ganit nila is dili mo stick sa usa ka norms, pwede silang mapulihan and will no longer serve as a standard for evaluating behavior. They will be punished by being excluded or ignore the norm or asked to kanang leave the group. So the last ways of group structure is group cohesiveness. So when we say cohesiveness, they are the group are closely united. Then cohesiveness refers to the bonding of a group members or unity, feelings or attraction for each other and desire to remain part of the group. Many factors influence the amount of group cohesiveness: agreement of group goals, frequency of interactions, personal attractiveness, and fair group competition, favorable evaluation. So kasagaran mahitabo po ni siya kung ang competition with the group with other group face serious kanang external threat to survival. Example of this kanang smaller group mas tend sila to be more cohesive, mas mailhan og dali ang matag usa, then kasagaran is kana bitang magkasinabot. Okay, as you can see on the table on the screen, that are the dysfunction of a group. So first, norms violations and rule ambiguity. So rule ambiguity and rule conflict lead to achieving group rules rather than the organizational goals. So pinaagi magud ani is kanang maka-comes up sila sa kanang unsay positive ug negative sa ilahang goals, and then or ani naa sila lain-lain nga perception sa ilahang nahisgutan para ma-achieve ang ilahang goals. So naay times nga sa usa ka group, if ever nga kanang mag-conduct og meetings, ang usa ka member against siya sa decision sa usa ka member because of a certain goals, certain nga reasons. And then kanang next is kanang groupthink and rethink conformity problem. So illusion that they can do no wrong, illusion that group is in agreement, seeks consensus and ignore, suppress alternative ideas. Then social loafing. So when we say social loafing, it is an individual nga kana bitang less ang ihang function when it comes to when it comes nga siya part sa usa ka grupo. So ang ani members reduce their performance levels. The next is group cohesiveness varies widely on numerous factors, including the size of the group, which is smaller group has more cohesiveness, which I mentioned ganiha. Then dependence of members upon the group. So more the dependence, more will be group cohesiveness. Then third, achievement of goals. If all members are in unison regarding achieving common goals, their group cohesiveness increases the chance of they're being successful in achieving the goal. So here, if ever each member of the group ay kanang makikhiusa, mas dali nila ma-achieve ang goals nga ilang gitinguha, then their group cohesiveness mas mo-increase pa, and there is a chance nga mo success sila sa ilahang pag-achieve sa usa ka goals. Then status of the group. So high status group has more loyal members that conform to the norms of the group. So ani kung mas high ang status sa usa ka grupo, mas more loyal ang mga members sa usa ka grupo, then maka-confirm sila og unsa ang norms nga ilahang gi-imposed. Then next is the status management demands and pressures. Group cohesiveness increases strongly whenever the membership perceives a threat from the outside. So the threat produces the high anxiety that strong group cohesiveness can help reduce. So here, if ever nga naay threat ang member outside the group, cohesiveness increase strongly. Mas mapangusgan pa ang ilahang group cohesiveness. So when we say perceived threat, kana bang tagaan sila og usa ka kanang project or task nga ang tan-aw nila kanang kaya bakha ni nila abuton with this allotted nga time nga gihatag sa ilaha. Yun nga na ba din kani nga trait usab it produce high anxiety build with the strong group cohesiveness, mas makatabang nga ang ilahang kahadlok in regards sa threat, kay mas kanang makuhaan bitaw mas lesser. Then, the third factor affecting group behavior is the group processes. So, group processes decision making by a group is superior because a group generates more information and knowledge, generates diverse alternatives, increases acceptance of a solution, and increase legitimacy. Group processes also include communication, conflict management, and leadership. So, there's a saying that all teams are group, but not all groups are teams. So let's take a look how it is differ, but we need to tackle first the team. So team. So team oftentimes are difficult to form because it takes time for members to learn how to work together. People in every workplace talk about building the team, uh, working as a team and my team, but few understand how to create the experience of teamwork or how to develop an effective team. So, belonging to a team in the broadest sense is a result of feeling part of something larger than oneself. So, when we say team, it has a lot to do with understanding of the missions or objectives of your of an organization. But if the environment is kanang team oriented, ang kada usaan nila is mo contribute para sa success sa usa ka organization. So one work with fellow members of the organization to produce best results. So bisan pa og naa sila mga specific tasks and nabilong sila sa lain nga department, pero kung makikhiusa sila sa ubang organization members para lang ma-accomplish ang ilahang objectives. As you can see on the slide, that is the table of the difference between groups and teams. So when we say groups, they are the members who work independently and they often are not working towards the same goal. Then in a team, members work interdependently and work towards both personal and team goals, and they understand these goals are accomplished best by mutual support. Then in a group, members focus mostly on themselves because they are not involved in the planning of their group objectives and goals. So while on the team, members feel a sense of ownership towards their role in the group because they committed themselves to goals they help create. Then, in a group again, members are given their tasks or told what their duty or job is, and suggestions are really welcome. Then, in a team, members will collaborate together and use their talent and experience to contribute to the success of a team objectives. Then, in a group, members are very cautious about what they say and are afraid to ask question. Kanang magbinantayon sila sa unsay angay nilang isulti para bitaw dili sila ma-question o mapangutanan. And then they may not fully understand what is taking place in their group. So in a team, members base their success on trust and encourage all members to express their opinions, varying views, and questions. Next is team building. So when we say team building, it helps increase intra-group and intergroup effectiveness and to bring members together, make them share their perception of each other and understand each other's points of view. So here, murag na ay conflict nga na-involve anino. So, anino din, when we say inter and intra-group, it is a two teams nga having conflict against each other. So, gimugna ni siya nga team building para magkatapok ang tanang member and then magka-share sila sa ilahang mga nagkalain-lain nga perception and points of view in a certain matter. Then there are 4 types of a team. So these are the first is the problem solving team. So ang ilahaan is kanang they are only making suggestions. Then the second is managed teams operate without a manager. Kana bitang kusa lang sila nga mubuhat anang trabaho bisag walay gabantay nila, wala ilahang mga superior. Then cross-functional teams, a group of experts from different specialties. So kanang sa usa ka team na sila mga lain-lain nga mga specialties ba na example sa usa ka team na ay anad nga mosolve og math, then other team kanang murag scientist kayo siya dating daghan kay siya nahibaw-an, right, something like that. Then the fourth one is a virtual team, which is members collaborate through online. Then teams in terms of size, so institutional. So when we say institutional, it is comprised of hundreds of members, so daghan siya, no? Then operational, comprised of a small cooperative group in regular contact and contributes responsibly to achieve tasks at hand. Next is the 8 C's for team building. So first is the clear expectations. So the managers must clearly tell the team members of the performance, and the team members must understand the reason for the creation. For it, the organization must support the team with resources of people, time, and money. So ano siya nga failed, mas dapat ipa-emphasize pag-ayos sa ilahang superior or leader ang mga team member in regards sa mga expected nga performances. Ipasabot niya daan nga in our team mauni siya ang mga panghitabo nga ato ang ma-encounter. And through this, mas masabtan sa mga ka-team members ang reason why it would happen and the creation of the performances as well. So kanang para ani sad ma-ready sila, then masuportaan sila sa ilang og dali sa mga resources na ilang kinahanglan for the creation of the performance or the task. Then second is the commitment. So team members must participate in the team, feel that the team mission is important, and show commitment to if team members perceive their service as valuable to the organization and to their own career. So each member of the team must be participate, and then dapat nga i-feel nila nga ang every mission nga ilang maagian or ilang kanang himuon is very important, ug ipakita nila ilahang commitment sa pagbuhat ani nga butang sa usa ka organization. Then the third is competence. So in competence, team members must have the knowledge, skills, and capabilities, the resources, strategies, and support needed to accomplish its mission to address the issues for which the team was formed. So, ani dapat ang matag members sa team is kanang mas involved with their knowledge, skills, and capabilities para ang ilahang mga strategies and support gikinahanglan in the sense na ma-accomplish nila ang usa ka mission. The next is control. The team have not only enough freedom and empowerment to feel the ownership necessary to accomplish its charter, but also the accountability. There has to be a defined review process. Then next is collaboration. So ani dapat ang matag team is kanang makasabot sila sa mga processes, and then they work effectively and cooperatively. So sa kanang matag membro sa team, then through this they have to understand the rules and responsibilities. Then communication. So in this field, dapat each member of a team must be clearly and honest sa ilang matag usaba, then para makahatag sila og kanang clarity in terms sa ilahang kanang task. Then here diverse opinion be welcome and conflict be taken up positively. The next is the creativity. Then here, dapat in everything that they think creative, they comes up to a unique solution and new ideas. Dapat tagaan nila og value ang mga butang. And in this area of building a team, they also rewards members who take reasonable risks to make improvements. Then, the last one is the coordination. So, in here, each member of the team understand the concept of the internal customers, kung asa nagprovide sila og mga sa ilahang product og services. So it is needed that the effort of the team are coordinated by the central leadership team, kanang mas labaw pa sa ilaha kay kanang team nga hire sa ilaha, sila man ang mo-assess para ma-obtain nila ang ilang gikinahanglan for a success of a task or a performance. So we should spend time and give attention on the 8 tips for a team building to ensure the work teams contribute effectively to the organizational success. And I think that's all.